Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Hi, my name is rJo. Welcome to AccessTV.org. All politics is local by rJo Winch. Have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
See, she got 6 bells, I got 2, so, you know, hit the bell. So we wish you also a very, very Merry Christmas, and all the good children, no matter how old you are, 60 and over, you know, hope Santa Claus is going to bring you all the great and wonderful things that you want. Remember that you have to be good to get good things happening to you. And to all the children, we know you're going to have a very Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone for the exciting things that are coming up in 2014. So speaking of some of the things that are coming up in 2014, we want to make sure that all the parents who understand about the politics of what goes into your schools are getting educated about how the Hartford schools are thinking about, you know, having partnerships with magnet schools inside the public schools. So we don't know exactly what school is going to go where. We don't know exactly what schools are going to have partnerships with whom, but parents beware that the Board of Ed is trying to ensure that there are improvements made in our failing schools, because one of the things that we want is that our children to have a viable education. All right, nothing happens without that. And we also want those graduating from colleges to come back, you know, to your community schools and teach the children who live in the neighborhoods that you grew up in. So all of you who are going off to college, remember to come back and give back, because the best teachers of the kids or the children in the schools where you grew up, believe it or not, is you, because you understand them, you understand their environment, you know the things that they face. So who's the best teacher? You are. All right? So I want to tell all of you college graduates, those of you who are attending college, plan to go to college, make sure that you come back and reach back and grab one. Each one, teach one. That's how we're going to survive this world of ours. And when we're talking about politics, so many things are going on a national level. I'm like, I can't even talk about all of that in 15 minutes. But one of the major things that everyone has got to be looking out for is what's going to be happening in the 2014 election. Are you going to be accounted for, or are you going to stay at home? Are you going to make sure that your government works for you? They don't sit at the table and make decisions on their own. They don't talk about what they think you might want. Is your government, who you elected, making the decisions that affect you directly at your home where you live? Predominantly, this concerns women. You know, is the government now getting so far away from our issues that we no longer matter, that the things that we want are no longer important? We got to be really, really contemplating together as a unit, thinking about what we should do, who we should put in office when it's talking about our concerns, and mainly about our bodies and what we do about our reproductive organs. I cannot even believe that Congress has this as a topic of conversation. But here we are in 2014, it's going to be on the table. Healthcare is still going to be on the table. So make sure that you know that if you're a person who does not have healthcare, remember it's the Affordable Healthcare Act. Go on the website, sign in, see what you qualify for. Don't do anything to your current healthcare plan, if you have one, until you check this one out. If you're going to get better rates, better services, then, you know, common sense says go that way. If what you have already works for you, then keep it. You know, the government is going back saying that, you know, people who have, and they're not talking about private sector insurance. So let's get that straight. People are confused. Well, if I have insurance by company A, the government is mandating that I change it. No, they're not. If you have insurance with a company that you work for, you are happy with the insurance that they provide, then keep what you have. Don't change it. Don't touch it. Don't do anything to it at all. If you have no insurance, then you owe it to yourself to go to the website, check it out, see what's out there, and sign up for pieces of it, some of it, all of it, whatever it is that you need. All right? So don't get confused. When they talking about Obamacare and Access Healthcare, in Connecticut we have Access Healthcare CT, because Connecticut has its own type of insurance, then, you know, those are all different things. So Obamacare and affordable healthcare, same thing, no different. People try to call it Obamacare because some of you out there don't like the president. So they call it that. So you go, oh, if he's giving it, I don't want it. Even though it's the best thing in the world for me and my family, if it's coming from him, I don't want it. You know, don't think like that. If it's best for you and your family, take advantage of it. It's your tax-paying dollars. Make your government work for you. Your government takes your money and ensure that other countries have health care. So why not take advantage of your money working for you? You work very hard for it. You give it to the government. Make sure the government giving it back to you by providing you health care services that you need. And for those of you who have children in college, your child doesn't have to have a separate plan. You can add them as a rider onto yours. So remember, with the Affordable Health Care Act, you can carry your children on your insurance until the age 26. And many of the companies that you work for, if you ask for it, they're carrying it too. But it's like anything else. All the goodies that are in the box, all the things that are in the fine print, if you don't know that they're there, they're not giving it. So if you want to carry your child through college on your health care plan, ask your company if this is something that they're offering. And for those of you out there, many who have pre-existing conditions, you want to see what your company offers you, and then you want to see what the affordable health care offers you, and then compare those two to see that you can also go to the doctor and take care of your conditions. So just be aware, be informed of all the things that's going on around you. And in the city and states where unemployment is a big issue, you need to get to your municipal government and make sure that they understand that you live in the city, you pay the tax, you should also have priority to work for your local government, right? So those are just some of the things that are up on the table. Well, one of the things that's going to be happening here in the city of Hartford is that next year in March 2014, town committee is going to be up for election. Do you know who your town committee members are? Do you know what district you live in? Do you know what they are supposed to be doing for you? If you don't know the answers to those three questions, you should probably try to find out what district you live in, who your town committee members are, and what it is, what service that they are supposed to be delivering to you. If you don't know who they are, they're probably delivering no services to you. And if you have not voted for them, then you know what? That's probably why they're not delivering services. So one hand washes the other. Democracy is about getting together, having a seat at the table, having your voice heard, making individuals know what it is that concerns you, and tell them what you want them to do about it. Because the next time, which is coming up very soon, 2014, for the state elections, they want to run for re-election. You want to know, what have you done for me lately? And then that lately is within the last year that they were in office, because they're running for office every 2 years. Congress runs every 6. So in Connecticut, we have our, John Larson's going to be running for re-election. So make sure, that you get out and vote for somebody who definitely, I know, works for you. All right? So that's just some of the things that we want to talk to you about here on All Politics is Local, because we don't hold back. I'm telling you just like it is. Give it to you straight so that you can understand it, but also know that you have an obligation and a commitment to do something about it. Because look at the voter suppression that's going on around the state. Thank God that's not happening in Connecticut, but excuse me, if it happens in Florida, it could be in Connecticut. So make sure that you do everything that you possibly can to make sure that you and everybody you know is eligible to vote in 2014, and especially be able to vote in 2016, when we will be talking about who is to head up our nation. The Republicans are already trying to sort out who they think will be the best candidate against Hillary Clinton should she decide, that she's going to run and she is our Democratic nominee. Then they're talking about, okay, who in the Republican arena can also bump off Chris Christie. Although, in my opinion, I think that if they have any chance, at trying to win, that's probably going to be their best candidate. But because he has a Democratic mind and he belongs to the Republican Party, they don't want him. So if they don't want him, good for us, So we have less competition that we have to worry about going forward. Because I think that if we're going to continue to have a government that works for the people, we definitely got to continue to have a Democrat in office. We've seen what it's like, to have Republicans in office for the last 8, 12 years, and we know what that did to us. So we want to make sure that the grassroots are in control of the government. And how do you do that? You get out and you vote. You don't only vote during the presidential election. The most important elections are the ones that you can go to your city hall and physically talk to the people who are out there to represent you. All right? So those are the most important elections, your local ones. The one you're local, with your municipal, your town, and your state. Those are the ones, those are the people you can actually go knock on their door, go to their office. Those are the major, major elections in your cities and towns. And then don't forget that in 2016, I'm employing you to get out, do your homework, make sure that you are registered to vote, and go out and put Democrats in office for 2016. As a matter of fact, don't even wait till 2016. Make sure that the Democrats take over the House and maintain the Senate, because then you're going to see a lot of those things that we want on the grassroots level start to happening in Congress. Right now it's not happening because, the Republicans have the upper hand. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it for you. They have the upper hand, and they're thinking like in the 60s, not in the 21st century. These are 2013. The 60s was so far long ago. Matter of fact, I turned 60 years old. So I know how long ago, that was. So we don't want to go back there. Women, we aren't going back to those stages where, we're still fighting for our rights. We're still fighting to get equal pay. Like if he's getting the job and I'm getting the job and we're doing the same job, we want to make sure, that we're getting the same pay for equal work. All right? So that's no more than the right thing to ask for. So as you go out and politicians are knocking on your door, asking you to vote for them, one of the things you need to ask them, okay, what is in it for me? I tell people all the time, the station that you best need to listen to is WIIFM. What's in it for me? So you always want to know what that is. Maybe it's something that's happening on your street. Maybe it's potholes. Maybe it's redistricting so your kids go to certain schools. Maybe you don't like the day that your trash is picked up. All those things are political. Talk to them about those things when they come knocking on your door. If your child's having issues inside the school system, have a conversation with them. All right, what are you going to do about this? My child has this issue, going to their school. What are we going to do about that? A topic of conversation that's going to come up here in the city of Hartford pretty soon is going to be the whole, health and petting zoo that they're trying to put up at Keeney Park. So how many of our kids and young people, older people too, have, they need therapeutic care, and now and more they're incorporating animals into that care. So, how valuable is that going to be to have therapeutic care right in the park in your back door? How much of value is that going to be to you and your community? Never to mention about the jobs that are going to be local jobs that people can walk to in your park. All right? So those are some of the things that we want you to be mindful of, and we want you to always continue to come back to accesstv.org. We want you to invite your friends to come out and visit with us, because I know that we have more than 12, 13 shows, and they're all various shows of anything from education to the relationship show to All Politics is Local to All About You. We also have, Russell Williams and all the other great hosts on accesstv.org, offering you a myriad of subjects to get into. So if you find that you don't want to listen to All Politics is Local, well, maybe there's something on the relationship show that you want to go to, or maybe there's something on Conversatio that you want to go to, or maybe you have a topic that's all about you, go to and visit and see all the things that Jonathan is bringing to you. But remember to always come back to accesstv.org. Have a great holiday. Have a wonderful Christmas. Have a magnificent New Year. And Shari, you wanted to say, before we get off, what do you want to say?
Have a very, very, very great Christmas. If your kids don't aggravate you, hope to open their presents.
Don't let them open it early. Make them wait to the very last minute.
Let them open their presents.
All right. Remember, you heard it here first on All Politics is Local on accesstv.org.